Hello, everybody in Facebook and YouTube land. This is Cheyenne Kramer, and I'm part of the Small Business Power team. I'm here with a friend and associate, Darlene Sartore. And if anybody happens to jump into this broadcast, I need you to do me a favor and put a comment to the box that lets me know if you can hear me okay. We've been having some technical difficulties, so this may be a real one-sided conversation. I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to hear Darlene, but I have no idea if you can hear me. I see somebody's watching. Can you give me a comment and let me know if you can hear me right now? I would appreciate that greatly because we're having technical challenges. I don't know if I can be heard right now on the broadcast. Pretty sure Darlene can be. But if you can hear me, please let me know you're here and just let me know that you're hearing me. Otherwise, it's going to be a one-sided conversation here, and we're going to go forward. So anyhow, tomorrow is the second part of the Connect, Collaborate, and Create Cash Flow Summit. We are excited about it. And Miss Darlene is one of our generous sponsors for this event. We're absolutely thrilled to have her with us. And Darlene, I know you've been very involved in doing a lot of things over the years that are, it has a cause to it. It has a movement to it. So on the off chance that perhaps I'm not being heard on this, could you just go ahead and tell our viewers a little bit about what your perception is about cause-related marketing? Tell them what it is and why you think it might be important in this day and age.
Well, I know that you're hearing me on the computer, and of course, I'm listening to Cheyenne on the telephone, so I can hear her, so she can interrupt me. She knows that when I get to talking, I can get carried away. This is one of my favorite topics, is because we often talk about what made America great. And that was one of the areas that I started looking at many, many years ago, is what makes a society helpful and that actually creates a way that people have service industries working with each other. And I have a favorite saying that says, as a family goes, so goes a civilization. And the reason for that is because families are service orientated. Naturally, they're innately service orientated. I am the sibling of 7 children. I was the eldest of 7 children. So I naturally became that surrogate to my mother, often serving in her capacity with my baby brothers and sisters. And so very much early on in our lives, in our society, we were very much service orientated. And our businesses developed out of those services. Usually the things that we started doing in our families were things that we've then created a career around, or a vacation around, or an entrepreneurial endeavor around. Things that we loved to do, we naturally developed our businesses that created money for us to exchange with each other. And so I just could not figure out why we lost that, because that is such a natural endeavor that we as social creatures do. And I just am just so appalled to see that we have created a society that has fallen away from that. And I'm so delighted that, fortunately, before we fell too far down that slippery slope, we are starting to recover, and more businesses are taking on the projects of cause-based environmental type things that are helping the family, things that are helping those who have become addicted, things that poverty has fallen in some of these situations in today's world. So there are companies that are starting to build a division in their companies around this idea of social enterprises and supporting it. So just instead of just making a donation to a worthy cause, they're actually making their worthy cause within their businesses. And so this is what I did several years ago. I went ahead and developed a couple ministries around this dynamic. First, we developed the Golden Rule Ministries, and now we developed the Ideal Way Ministries. And we created a foundation that's called the Healthy Whole Life Foundation. And within those dynamics, we created things like the addiction zapper systems and the jail to job programs and handy dandy helper services that were all designed around helping individuals in a situation be able to be lifted up and made themselves successful. And they then went out into the community offering their services specifically to the elders and people who needed some additional help. Like we just got through building a ramp for a lady that had had surgery, and then it was icy. She fell on her going out the back door of her house. And so we built her a ramp this past week so that she could safely get in and out of her house. She didn't have any money. She didn't have anyone to do this for her, but she happened to know us and was able to reach out and say, I need some help if somebody can help me. And a couple of our people went up there and took care of it for her. And so those are the things that we do in our neighborhood. But then businesses need to be able to let their people know they are doing these kind of services. So this is where I like our networking gatherings and things like that, so that people can know I'm doing this. I have a business, and this is what I'm helping people to do in my community. And this is a handout program, not a handout. This is a dynamic that's very important, as people realize that this is a handout, not a handout.
Exactly. Dynamic. And like with your handy dandy helpers program, I know that actually did function as a business, but what was really special about it was that you had actually employed in the business people who had come through some pretty significant challenges. Isn't that correct?
Yes. They earn income. Way that we normally do this is one of the lead managers in the specific division that they might be working in will go out and quote a job. And then the job is quoted, and then 25% of the income comes into the ministry to support the ministry, and then 75% is divided among the people according to the tracking report as to what did they actually do, and etc. So they're actually earning an income and learning a skill. It's very apprenticeship programmed. So they are learning skills that they can then maybe grow a business off of the skills that they find they like. Like, we've had one guy who really fell in love with welding and developed his own welding shop as a result of actually learning how to do some welding with someone. So those are things that are very important for us to learn, the skills, the apprenticeships. And this is what businesses can help their people. And they're not in competition, then they're actually in cooperation, because now if you need a professional welder, you've got somebody who's grateful for you and he's going to come and help you with a bigger project, and etc. So it is about the community, building the ideal community. So that's our main projects right now, are creating ideal communities and ideal neighborhoods. And
I got it. And I know that. Yes, tomorrow you're going to be talking about your new cause, right? We're not going to give away all of that tonight because we want people to come out and hear you tomorrow. But, the thing that I want people to understand is that we can oftentimes be able to build a cause around almost any business, because a business can choose to, as part of what they're doing, they can choose to take some of their profit and use it to help somebody in the community, or to teach in the community, or to do something of that nature. Or like you've done in the past, you can hire somebody from the community who needs that hand up instead of just the hand out. So there's so many ways we can turn our businesses into a cause. And that's one of the things that I really want more people to think about as we go forward, because good Lord, are we not in a time where we need more people helping in the community?
Yes, we do. Definitely. And I've been very traumatized by not being able to see my family and visit with them. And this is one of the reasons in Thanksgiving, when it came time and the family decided that, no, we can't get together because, we might spread this virus or whatever. And at that time, I really had not taken this as a serious type situation, because I knew enough information to know this was just another flu. There was no big deal. I could not understand why all this was going on until I began to realize there was something bigger behind it than this was all about control and manipulation and destroying the small businesses and a lot of political things that I could go off with that, can't I?
No.
But that's the thing is, we can build our businesses. We can take and say, hey, there's a solution. So what's the solution? And so you
we'll find out tomorrow.
Happens. That's all about solutions. And this is where businesses are great at it, because businesses are solution orientated. And that's why we need to say, when we see something isn't happening correctly, why do we take action? And we have the power to take the action that other people don't have often. So
that is true. And that's the power of small business. And that's why Don and I have kind of recrafted our podcast. It's now called Small Business Power. And that is a huge thing that we are doing, is bringing small businesses together. So I can't wait for you to share your cause and the products and stuff you're working with tomorrow. And hopefully, folks, if they have not registered yet, you see the link that is on this video. You can use that to register, but I'm also going to put the link underneath this video so that it'll be easy for people to find. So we thank you so much for being with us here tonight, Darlene, and we look forward to seeing all kinds of folks come out tomorrow. We had almost 50 people with us last weekend. We should have even closer to 100 this time. We're definitely excited. So we thank you, and we will look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning, Ms. Darlene. And thanks for everybody who stopped by and watched tonight.